Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 5 of What If Naruto Became the New God of Apokolips. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this all with your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Got the Karma Seal from Sasuke, and enjoy that guys. And remember, if you're new, yes, I indeed have 4 channels, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and smash that red subscribe button and become a part of the Making family. And thank you all for your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado or wasting more time, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin now guys. So the last time we left off, the members of Cadmus and the group all gathered together. It turns out that Amanda Waller was currently in a psychiatrical ward, as Enchantress was now freed, and was perhaps working with Uzumaki. So that meant that Enchantress and Uzumaki was on the same side. They had to know if they could trust Supergirl. So it was up to Swanwick, the leader of the DOJ, to find out what the hell was going on, as they need to know if they could trust her or if she was one of the enemy as well, because they could not chance that. Enchantress was already a big enough problem. If Supergirl was to join them, it was over for them. So they had to quickly gather what they could on Supergirl. However, Swanwick come to care about Supergirl, so he decided to talk to her instead, as he told her everything. He told her everything as she went to speak to Alex, telling her everything about Naruto and how things have been between them, even some personal things. After all, Alex was her adoptive sister and she told her literally everything. However, Alex told her that she had to be the one to decide on what to do to find out about her boyfriend. While that was going on, Naruto met up with the members of Ultiman, as he was able to beat the hell out of all of them. None of them stood a chance against him despite their powers. They were nothing in front of him, as he revealed who he was to them. He wanted them to join him and join Hive. After hearing what the company has done to them and about their clones, they went down there and destroyed the clones as they quickly gathered their things. As they left with Naruto, after that the members of Cadmus joined up once again, as the members that were brainwashed had no idea what happened to them. They just remember one day and then they woke up in their bed. The members of the facility where Naruto had entered had no idea what happened. They were still as confused to this day as they were. Now things were getting worse. As they realized that they were screwed, things were becoming quickly bad, quickly fast. So they had to do something about it. As they came upon the destroyed area, Supergirl and Swanwick was there. Hearing what they were doing here, Supergirl was glad that it was destroyed. As for Naruto, he was kidnapped. Ivy was angry that they were not going after them. However, Instant told her that the boss was actually the one that trained them all. They were not hired to protect the boss from anyone, they were hired to protect his things. Information that he didn't want to be corrupted or destroyed. He told her to trust him, the boss is a lot stronger than he looked, and she should really stop underestimating him. The one that kidnapped Naruto was none other than Lobo, the main man, as he brought him to a desert area. 2 people had sent Lobo to kidnap Naruto and bring him to them. However, Naruto was easily able to piss off Lobo by his words. Supergirl, who had went to the tower and came here, she landed as she was angry with Naruto, saying that she was only here because it was the right thing to do because he's been lying to her. However, what followed was a complete beatdown. She stood absolutely no chance against Lobo. Lobo had went up against Superman and Lobo came out on top. in the first few times until Superman had brought the beat down on him. But Supergirl was not strong enough or ready to face off against someone of his caliber. She was beaten rather badly. It was a one-sided massacre to be exact. But despite that, she was ready to risk her life and told Naruto to go ahead and run away. She would hold him off despite knowing that she might die. However, Naruto told her that he will protect her. As he told her that he will protect her and there's nothing to worry about, she was about to protest until she remembered that he was stronger than he looked and he had powers as well. And she wanted to see what he was capable of. As Naruto started to step towards Lobo, who was grinning as he revealed who he really was. Better than Lobo in almost 100%. And his tracking skills and everything about his bounty hunting skills. Lobo was pissed off by that, so he was just gonna kill Naruto, so that he will be the #1 main man. As Naruto simply chuckled at that, and told him to bring it. So yeah guys, basically let's left off, you guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself, and don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. Yes, I indeed have 4 of them guys, which I post what on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, smash that red subscribe button and become a part of the Making family. And thank you for all for your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking about to all of you. So without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin now guys. Mr. Miracle and Big Barda. Those were the people that sent Lobo to kidnap Naruto. Naruto had never met Big Barda or this Mr. Miracle, but he did know of them. After all, his mother hadn't just left behind a ton of New God tech. She also left behind a ton of New God knowledge and information. There was only 2 ways that they could know about him. 1. They had torture and extract the information from his mother. Or 2. His mother had willingly shared information with them. Whatever the actual reason, his mother obviously needed him, and he had no intentions of disappointing her. The main man will tell you all you want to know, if you can defeat me, that is, said Lobo. Very well then, said Naruto as he held out his hand. A 3-pronged kunai appearing as he caught it and threw it. At incredible speed, Lobo quickly brought his blade up and deflected the kunai. However, the moment his sword touched the kunai, Lobo found himself in mid-air. Kitsune had appeared out of nowhere and strike him in the stomach. The main man reeled in pain as he slammed through the desert. His body bouncing off the ground at least 100 times. Its organs had quickly turned to mush. However, pain tolerance and pain resistance are one of the main man traits. So it wasn't surprising that, despite the horrible state of his internal organs, the main man was able to get back up as he took on a fighting stance. As he was trying to understand how the hell did the Kitsune move that fast. Not even Superman was that fast. The main man is gonna figure out your filthy trick, and when he does, you're gonna regret putting your hands on the main man. Lobo said as he pointed his sword towards Naruto. I see. Your internal organs have already been healed. Is it me? Or has your regeneration ability improved since the last time you fought Superman? So you notice, the main man has improved his training regimen since then. I am much stronger than I was back then, Lobo said with a confident smirk as his sword transformed into a gigantic cannon beam right in front of Naruto's eyes. And now the main man will blast you and the cheesy femme Kryptonian and this dirt of ball into nothing. Lobo said as he was confident at this distance he could see Kitsune coming, no matter how fast he was. Are you sure about that? Said Naruto, as he severed the arm that was holding on to the cannon with his own cosmic sword. His sword was generating electricity, so it instantly cauterized the wound the moment it severed Lobo and off. Impossible, Lobo said in disbelief. There was no way. There was no way Kitsune was that fast. No one was that fast, not even Superman. He has to be cheating somehow. It's almost like he's telling that fragging bastard, Lobo said, as realization dawned on him as he remembered how Kitsune had saved Supergirl and then what he said right after that. I teleport you using my special jutsu formula. I marked you on the day we first made love. He must have marked me somehow. Come to think of it, that knife he threw at me had some markings on it. That bastard. Where did he touch me again? Frag. He touched me on the tummy, Lobo thought. Now normally this would not be an issue for Lobo because he could just blast his own stomach with a plasma beam and get rid of the marking and just regenerate. However, in the time that it will take him to get the plasma beam back to himself, Kitsune could just teleport towards him once again. Secondly, that technique that Kitsune used, where that strange blue blade came from, it was a technique straight out of hell, because his arm had yet to regenerate, as he wondered for how long. Lobo had no idea, and he had a feeling that he didn't want to find out. And what guarantee did he have that only his stomach was marked? What if Kitsune had started marking from the moment they met, when Lobo had kidnapped him? What if that was the actual reason why Kitsune allowed himself to be kidnapped? Judging by the look on your face, I will say that you have just realized the limitless application of my Flying Thunder God technique. You also would have realized that I had slowed down your regeneration considerably, while also making sure that none of your blood was spilled, in order to stop you from regenerating from a droplet of blood. That's only a dose of what I can do, Lobo. There are many other things I can do to stop you permanently, Naruto said in a grave undertone. Frag, this is one scary son of a bastard. I wasn't prepared for this. Barda and her boy did not give the main man enough information about this brat here. I need more information and more time for this task here, and definitely way more money. I ain't getting paid enough for this crap, Lobo thought. I'll make you a deal, Lobo. Tell me where to find Big Barda and scot-free, and I'll ensure that this encounter stays between us. No one will ever know or hear about what happened here, said Naruto. Like hell anus, I'm gonna do that. I'm a professional. I do not snitch on my clients. It's against my code, Lobo said. Alternatively then, allow me to turn myself over to you. Stick around for 3 days, and in exactly 3 days, I will hand myself over to you, and you can fulfill your contract by taking me to Barda and scot-free. Fine. I guess technically, that is not breaking the code. Whatever happened to you after you've been delivered is none of my concern. But you better keep your word. I better never hear about this encounter or I'll come back and kill every single person on this planet, like I did the people of my home planet. You got that? Lobo said. It's agreeable. However, understand that whatever happened to you in the next 3 days is none of my concern. If you choose to cause havoc on the planet, and Superman and Justice League end up stopping you, don't expect any help from me. If anything, I'd rather you be off planet and come back to pick me up, said Naruto. Oh, I think I'll stay a while. I never lost a single fight until I came to this planet. And since I did, I lost the 2 people here. I think I'll do some digging around, Lobo said. Suit yourself, said Naruto as he teleported back to his girlfriend. Let's go, he said. Are we just gonna leave him here, Kara asked. He attacked my building and kidnapped me. No one was harmed and I decided not to press any charges, said Naruto. What? But he attacked me too, she said. What if I want to press charges, she said. Actually, you follow us here and you attacked him first. Just saying, said Naruto, as she looked at him like he grew in a second head. You know what? Fine. Whatever, Naruto, or Nathaniel, or whoever you are. As she started to fly away angrily as Naruto flew, catching up to her. So you can fly too. Is there anything that you can't do, she asked. So if I could not fly, you would have just leave me in that desert, said Naruto. It's not like you can't teleport to wherever you want, or wherever I am, because you mark me like some kind of property, she said. I guess I deserve a bit of that. Come. I know a place that we can talk in private, said Naruto. Follow me. As he turned west, she reluctantly went after him. They indeed need to talk. About a lot. Time skip. I can't believe how beautiful this place is. How is this place even real? It feels like I'm in heaven, said Kara, as she flew around the gigantic jungle, a place that Naruto referred to as Mount Miyaboku. The giant, talking toads were scary at first. In fact, a few tried to attack her until Naruto calmed them down. However, apart from that moment, she had to say that this was the most peaceful and majestic place that she's ever been to. Mount Miyaboku is my own personal sanctuary, said Naruto. I created this place, using the purest and cleanest natural form of energy that can still be found on planet Earth. Of course, I also infused my own power into everything. including talking toads. That is the reason why they can talk, have intentions, and special abilities. Think of them as my own little personal army, and they're also my dear friends. If not family, said Naruto. He was still in his kitsune outfit except for the mask that he always wear with the outfit. That's amazing. I don't even know what to say. To think that your abilities can produce something like this. It's just incredible. Simply incredible, she said in awe and wonder. There, let us settle on top of that waterfall. It should make a nice and peaceful place for us to talk. As the both of them landed on a gigantic leaf that was situated at the edge of the waterfall, it was peaceful. No loud rushing sound, as you could still hear the forest, everything. How many people know about this place? Who else have you brought here? She asked curiously. You're the only one. No one else have been brought to this location. I can't help but think that taking me here serve a double purpose. On one hand, it can consider to be the ultimate expression of your love and trust that you have for me to bring me here. But, in the other hand, no one else have been brought to this location, and I'm in a place that I do not know how to escape, surrounded by your sentient, superpower army of toads. Did you bring me here to woe me? Or did you bring me here to kill me, without anyone coming to my aid? Or both. If I am wooed, you will let me live, but if not, you will kill me. She asked in a suspicious tone. However, he smiled. She did not expect that. Why are you smiling at me like that, she said. Can a man not be impressed by his woman, said Naruto. The way you thought of all of those possibilities right now, it makes me think that you would be a great kunoichi. I think my human mother would have approved of you. Perhaps even my new godmother. After all, both of them were elite warriors and tacticians. Naruto explained, as that caused her to blush. However, she crushed it as she remembered that this was a dangerous assassin that had probably killed over 1,000 people. And not only that, but he had been lying to her and deceiving her from the beginning. Well, Nathaniel, thank you for the compliment, I think. But, I want to break up, she said, finally getting the words out. As she finally let it out. However, all she received in return is a appreciative smile. I suppose you really are a natural born kunoichi. I too think that Naruto and Supergirl should publicly break up, so that Kara Danvers and Uzumaki Naruto can have a chance to be together, and so that Kara Zor-El and Nathaniel Wilson can also be together in the future. As she was surprised to what he believed that she had in mind. Nathaniel, that would have been a good idea if I still wanted to be with you. But I don't want to be with you. I don't think that you're the kind of guy I'm supposed to be with. And I don't think that I can actually be with you, because that would require me to overlook your villain activities. I stand for truth and justice, but you, I don't know what you stand for, but it isn't clearly the same thing. In fact, it's taken me everything just to stand here with you and not feel threatened. Ever since I learned about the real you, I constantly feel like I have to fight you and take you to the authorities. Kara said as a number of expressions played through Naruto's face before. Finally, acceptance. It was like he went through the 5 stages of grief in 5 seconds. And in actuality, that is what happened. Slade had said to himself Naruto wasn't like any normal person because he was not. He was a god. He expressed and he also handled emotional affairs different. I see. Somehow, of all the possible conclusions that would have come forth today, I did not see a scenario where you would not be by my side. We have only been together for over 2 months, and yet I don't know why I thought that we would be together forever. I am heartbroken to say the least, Kara-chan. I thought our bond was much deeper than that. You haven't even tried to understand me at all. I know you haven't because you haven't tried to ask anything about me, my ambitions, my objectives, anything. I don't want to know anything because I do not want to become your enemy. If you tell me all of your secrets, inevitably, we will become enemies. That is what my instincts are telling me, and my instincts have never been wrong before. Most importantly, if you tell me your secrets in good faith, and I end up using them against you, what would that make me? Will that not make me a traitor? It's bad enough I have broken your heart, but I also do not want to be the woman that stabbed you in the back. Kara said sorrowfully. I see. Perhaps it was really foolish of me to think that you could ever see me for what I truly am, and that you would ever truly accept the real me. If I could cry, I would. Such is the magnitude of the pain I feel right now. But if you're sure, actually, even if you're not, the fact that the thought of breakup crossed your mind speaks volume for itself already. I have to accept this reality and learn to live with it, I guess, said Naruto. Yes, you do. And so do I. And if you don't mind, I would like you to show me the way home right now, she said. She wanted to get away because she did not want to see that hurt and sad look in his eyes anymore, and also, she didn't want him to see her breaking down. She was using every ounce of her willpower to remain as she is right now and not break down hysterically. So she didn't want to be around him for this long for him to see this. Of course, I will show you the way soon. But I have to know, what will you do with the secrets I've shared with you today? Ah, so there it is, she said. The real you, just like I expected. Kara said with an edge to her tone, as she started to summon her fighting spirit, preparing for a fight to the death. Just as you what? Look, Kara-chan, no one is forcing you to answer my questions. Do I feel like I deserve an answer after everything that has happened between us? Yes, of course I do. But I cannot force you to talk. I mean, I could, but I rather not even think of such ways. So curb your suspicions. I'm not going to do anything to you. Then take me home. Now, she said. So you're not even going to give me the courtesy of answering my question, said Naruto. She remained quiet. I see. Very well then, Kara, you may go back to National City. Holding his hand up in Ramseel, she was teleported back to National City, just one of the many cities where his Harashin marker was. Is that the first time your heart has been broken, Naruto-sensei? A small toad asked as it jumped off the bushes and landed right on Naruto's lap, as Naruto caressed the toad's head. In a romantic sense, yes, but it is not the first time someone broke my heart, Gamikichi. As the memory flooded back his heart, that being the first time when the entire Uzumaki clan had been slaughtered, and his biological father had abandoned him. You love her, didn't you? I thought you said that ninjas are not supposed to have emotions, Gamikichi said with confusion. I said no such things, Kichi. Everyone has emotions, even gods. You can't just not have emotions. What is important is that you not allow them to control you or influence your decision-making skills. Oh, I see. So you really did love her then? Gamikichi asked for confirmation. As she did me. But did you see what she did? She did not allow her feelings for me to cloud her judgment whatsoever. She behaved just like a ninja. She prioritized her objectives and missions above everything else. Impressive, isn't it? That someone can embody the fundamentals of a shinobi to that extent without even receiving any shinobi training or mentorship. She really is a few of a kind. Maybe even a one of a kind. So you also admire her then? Sounds like she's your soulmate. What are you gonna do then, Sensei? Are you gonna give up on her? On your soulmate? The toad asked with concern. That is exactly what I'm going to do, Gamikichi. Because I am the real deal. A true shinobi. I cannot allow myself to be distracted from my goals by a woman, no matter how much I adore her. I have been too open and trusting. There is no telling what she will do with the information about me. I have to be far more careful from now on. I think you should probably kill her then, Sensei, Gamikichi said, as that seemed to be the most obvious choice, to make sure the information is not leaked. I should. But I won't. I do not think I can bring myself to do that. Perhaps one day, but this day is not today. My heart could not bear it, said Naruto. Damn, this chick has a vice grip on your soul. If this is what love is, I hope I never fall in love with anyone, the toad said. Well, if you do ever fall in love, I hope it's not the kind of love that ends in heartache. I hope it's the happily ever after kind. I wouldn't wish this kind of pain, not even on my worst enemy. Don't worry, Sensei. You'll be back on your feet in no time at all. I'm sure that you will find someone better than her to be your life partner. Gamikichi said the healthy dose of optimism. Well, I hope not. Love makes you vulnerable. And I'm not sure that vulnerable is a state of existence that I can tolerate any longer. But the life of an immortal is long. A lot of things can happen in 1,000 years, 5,000 years, 20,000 years, or so forth. But as things stand right now, romance is not on my high list of priority. In fact, it is not even on the list. Good then, let's do some training. You promised me that you would teach me some water jutsu. Talk about switching moods quickly, Naruto said, shaking his head in dismay. Time skip the following day. It was early 6:30 a.m. Ow! What the hell? Naruto said, as he got stabbed in the left shoulder by a batarang. It didn't last long before he was kicked into the wall of his penthouse as Naruto remained there. Someone landed. Batman? What the hell are you doing attacking me? What have I done? What are you even doing in Metropolis? I thought Gotham was here. Naruto was cut off as Batman grabbed him by the scruff of his neck. You're not much of a ninja, are you? Unaware of your surroundings, slow reaction time, poor self-defense. Sure, your body is strong and solid, and your durability and physical strength seem to be surprisingly high, but other than that you lack any fighting talents. Supergirl must have been wrong about you, because I do not see anything special about you, Kitsune. What the hell? What are you talking about? What is Kitsune? Is that a person? Why are you here harassing me for no reason, Naruto asked. Batman looked at him. Perhaps Kitsune is an alter ego, a split personality. Despite your ignorance, your body seems much too developed for you not to be someone dangerous. Maybe we should interrogate the other personality. As Batman grabbed Naruto and held on to him before flipping him, throwing him over the balcony. As Naruto was sent sailing, the richest man was falling from high up, as he screamed his lungs out the entire time. However, Batman saw that Naruto was not going to do anything special. To save himself, no ninja skills, nothing at all. As he sighed in relief. However, just before Naruto could splat on the ground, his partner in crime, or his partner in heroism, came to the rescue using his telekinetic power to save Naruto. Manhunter, search every nook and cranny of his mind, Batman said. I do not see the need to violate this man's personal right to security and dignity any further. Isn't it clear that what you heard from Batgirl and Supergirl conversation seemed to be misunderstood? This man doesn't have any form of powers, and he doesn't seem to have any combat training either. The Martian Manhunter says he levitated himself and Naruto back up to the balcony. Did you come here to help me or not? You either do as I say or I find someone else to help me. It's really simple, just like that, Batman said stubbornly, as John just looked at him. Fine, I will do it, but only to prove that you have gone too far this time around. The truth may be at the center of your motives, but your justice does not prevail here. You are the thin line between us and the forces that we fight against, Batman, said John, his eyes glowing a menacing red before he deep dived into the mind of Naruto Uzumaki. He came back out 30 seconds later. As I suspected, there was nothing to be found there, other than his mind being very advanced and fast. He's a one-of-a-kind genius after all. No ninja background, no superpowers, no Kitsune alter ego. Just a regular 20-year-old billionaire genius. Jaeon replied, causing Batman's eyes to narrow in suspicion. How could it be possible what John had said was true? A long time ago he had planted a spyware on Batgirl costume. He had seen every emotion and heard everything spoke between the two girls. He was certain. He had also done voice analysis and discovered that there was no lies spoken between them. So how was this possible? How could it be that none of it was true? He just did not understand at all. And there was nothing more that he hated than an unsolved mystery. I'll have to investigate from a different angle. Perhaps if I investigate and verify the existence of Kitsune, instead of whether or not he's Naruto Uzumaki, I can get to the bottom of this. I need to scour the underworld and find Kitsune, Batman thought, with determination. Fine. It does not seem that there's anything that we can find here. Erase his memories of this encounter and let's get out of here, Batman ordered, as John also tried to think of a way to place the memories of the wound on his shoulder, as he had to put something there for why he had a wound on his shoulder. The question, Bruce thought to himself. Between himself, the question, and Martian Manhunter, they can get to the bottom of this. Honestly, he would have liked to interrogate Supergirl herself, but how could he explain without them asking him how did he know about their conversation? It just wasn't possible, and there was no way that he could convince Supergirl to not tell Batgirl about it. But it doesn't matter whatever it took, he was not going to give up this Kitsune mystery. If even half of what Supergirl said was true, then it meant that a world-ending threat was hiding in plain sight, waiting until it was ready to devour the human race. I am done, we can go now. As the two of them flew off, Batman taking his plane, leaving the billionaire unconscious. Meanwhile, at Mount Miyaboku. Interesting. This Batman fellow is one brave but stupid person to attack you head on like that. Fukasaku said he was a small green toad wearing a coat that was zipped up at the middle. His wife and Naruto was watching Batman and Martian Manhunter attack and interrogate Naruto Shadow Clone. Both of them had fallen for the bait that Naruto set up for them. Being a ninja himself, Naruto planned his own surveillance spyware on Supergirl, that being Funjutsu, as Naruto knew that if Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, knew about him, then Batman would eventually know. And if Batman knew, then he'll be watching his every movement like a hawk. However, he never expected a direct assault, but as a ninja, he was always prepared. Creating a human-level clone with altered memories was what he did, as he knew that the clone itself had to believe its lie. That is why he altered the memories and make it able to be wounded by one of Batman's gadgets, unlike himself. However, Naruto was still vigilant. Batman was said to be one of the greatest detectives, and also mixed that in with his ninja training. He had to be cautious. What are you gonna do now? And by that I mean, what are you gonna do about Supergirl? She betrayed you. Ninja code dictate that you eliminate the traitor. Traitors are not tolerated, Ma said. Fukasaku's wife, her name was Shima. I will not kill Supergirl, nor will I allow any of you to go behind my back and kill her. She's not to be touched. Do you understand me? Said Naruto. Yes, Naruto-sama. Forget my loud mouth and short-sightedness. And quite frankly, stupid wife, Pa said, in an apologetic way. What did you... Ma stopped as she felt the pressure on her from Naruto. Forgive my foolishness, Naruto-sama, she said. I promise that we will allow none of the toads to make an attempt on the traitorous wench, unless you give the order, she said fearfully, but not fearfully enough seeing that she still slandered Supergirl. However, I suppose it's not slander if it's true, Naruto thought to himself. Fair enough, I must go now. Time waits for no man. Don't do anything I wouldn't do while I'm gone. As he disappeared along with the crystal ball that he was using to watch over his clone. You stupid idiot! Are you trying to get Naruto-sama to kill us? Huh? Said Paul. Don't you dare start with me, you spineless coward. Can't you see I'm only trying to look out for Naruto-sama? As they argue like that for the next 15 minutes, neither of them willing to relent to the other. Later that day, you've been giving me funny looks all day. Why don't you just say what you want to say? Naruto said. He was in his office, which had fixed the same day, after it had been destroyed, same by one of the most notorious bounty hunters in the universe. Hourman was with him and Poison Ivy. The person that he was referring to was Poison Ivy. She has been giving him looks of pity, some full of concern and some full of curiosity all day. I'm concerned about you, of course. I mean, the world has gone mad, and you're acting like nothing happened. Everyone is talking about this morning Supergirl interview, you know, the one where she completely lost it after she stopped that bank robbery. Poison Ivy said. The interview where she called me a pathological liar, a worthless man who doesn't deserve a good woman, an untrusty, scandalous, possibly villainous individual. You mean that individual? Naruto said rhetorically. Okay, so you do know about it. Why are you acting like nothing happened? Have you seen how much your stocks are dropping? Business confidence is dropping significantly for a wave. Consolidated. You need to get out there and get ahead of this, Pamela said. I understand your concern. However, I hope you do remember what happened when I first hired you. Stocks and business confidence drop even faster than they are right now. And in 2 days, everyone forgot that I had hired you after I released my new state-of-the-art energy conserving clean energy project. I have had a new invention in the works for a while now. It should be ready for release in about a day or two, said Naruto. You sly dog you. You plan to leverage all the investors and buyers that has abandoned you to make even more money than you made otherwise. You're using all of this to your advantage, our man said. Well, after all, a ninja must be able to take control of any situations, positive or negative, said Naruto. A ninja? Pamela thought to herself, as she remembered what Instant had said to her yesterday. The boss is capable of protecting himself, after all. With the exception of you, he trained all of us how to fight himself. That is what Instant said, wasn't it? So what is he, a ninja? But Instant said that he was more than a mere metahuman. So he's not just a metahuman, but a metahuman ninja. What kind of powers does he have? Pamela thought in frustration, as she was sick and tired of being left out of a loop. Boss, I want you to train me. In the ninja ways, I mean. I know that you can fight, and I think that you have superpowers that you've been hiding for some reason. I want the same treatment as everyone else. I've been nothing but dedicated and loyal to you from the beginning. I don't deserve to be treated like an outsider, Pamela said with determination. I guess, being a certified genius and all, it was only a matter of time before you figure it out. However, on the same account of you being a genius, I'm sure you understand why I'm finding it hard to trust you, said Naruto. Oh, for God's sake, really? My past? You're going to bring that up? I haven't committed a single terrorist attack since I joined you. I bought and drank your Kool-Aid about rectifying the world through economics, subterfuge, transformation, infiltration, revolution. What the hell else am I supposed to do to prove myself to you, she said. Answer the question. Do you still not associate yourself with national criminals known as Harley Quinn and her crew, King Shark, Dr. Psycho, Clayface, Sylvester Boardman, and Frank the Plant? Have you not gone on criminal missions with them in your off days? And on those missions, have you not killed innocent people? Are you not dating a villain known as Kite Man, Naruto asks? Have you been spying on me all this time, she said furiously. You just asked him for ninja training and yet you're surprised that he was spying on you. What exactly do you think ninjas do anyway? Our man asks. So I'm being judged because of who I associate myself with. Last time I checked, freedom of association was a fundamental constitution right, Pamela said angrily. True, but that applies for the both of us. You live with villains, you're a former villain. Technically still are. And you're dating a villain that you're cheating on with your best friend, who's a villain herself. Think about it, Pamela. If you were me, and you knew what I knew about you, would you trust you? Naruto asks. Are you saying that I have to abandon my friends, break up with my boyfriend, and basically leave every human connection I have in order for you to trust me? Are you sure that's a version of me that you want? Or do you even want me at all? She said hurtfully. I am saying that the jury is still out on you. However, trust this. If I didn't want you at all, you wouldn't be here. You have great potential, Pamela. There's so much I could teach you. I could make you so much stronger than you are right now. And no, I'm not asking you to get rid of your human connections. How you live your private life is up to you. However, you must realize that your choices have consequences. And those consequences are making it hard for me to trust you. Especially when you have been sharing information about your daily happenings at Wave Consolidated with your villainous friends. Naruto replied as she looked away in shame, knowing that there was nothing that she could do or say, because what he said was true. Sure, she did not want to cause any problem to Wave Consolidated when she said those things to Harley. In fact, she went out of her way to make sure Harley knew what was said between them. could never leave her lips. But she also knew with her sharing that information how negative it could be on her boss for him to trust her. She knew Harley would never betray her because she knew her, but her boss did not knew Harley like she did, nor did he seem like he wanted to know her. However, she also knew that cheating on a spouse could say a lot about a person's character, and the fact that he knows about that, it can cause others to view the person as a not justified and immorally person in others' eyes. And right now she was exactly that person. Okay, I'll admit, I may not have the best case in the world for why you should trust me. In fact, all I have right now is my word and my bond. But clearly, that doesn't matter much right now. I realize and I accept the reasons for that. I will take a good long hard look at myself and see what changes I can make. And in fact, if I'm willing to make said changes, Pamela said. Well, I couldn't ask you for any more than that. Also, I am not asking you to change who you are, simply that you pay more attention to your actions and how they affect your position and status, and of course whether or not they have the potential to hinder your goals and ambitions. Personally, I like you very much, and believe it or not, I care a lot for you. And in fact, everyone here has taken a liking to you. However, a ninja never made decisions solely on emotions. Consider that as lesson number 1, said Naruto. As he gave her a small smile, Pamela's eyes widened. As realization dawned on her, he was extending an olive branch for her, because that could literally be considered to be her first ninja lesson. Yes, boss, she said. I'll remember that. Good. Now get out of my hair, both of you. I need to meditate over a few issues. Mostly the mess that Supergirl has created against me and Wave consolidated, as his bodyguards gave him the time and space that he need. Time skip. Later that evening. Where is Lobo taking you exactly? And did you just place a bounty on our father's back? Why did you tell Lobo that our father is the second best bounty hunter in the universe? Rose asked. They were in the Hive main base in the Kirkin Islands, as she was dressed in her Hive Queen uniform, as Naruto was in his kitsune outfit, as neither of them had their headgear on. Joseph was also in his Jericho uniform, a uniform that was designed to absorb and disperse kinetic energy or allowed for it to be reused by Jericho himself in order to boost his physical prowess. I have no idea where he's taking me, and naturally, he wouldn't tell me because I could just go there myself, and his services would no longer be required. Naruto replied simply. As for father, it wasn't me painting a target on his back, more than me broadening his horizons. If word gets out that he's the second greatest bounty hunter in the universe, then he will get missions not just from planet Earth, but from all over the universe. Besides, it's not like I was lying. It's indeed my opinion that he's the second best bounty hunter in the universe, said Naruto. Speaking of which, do you know that he gone and joined the League of Shadows? Can you believe it? He wouldn't join us, but he goes and joined the League of Shadows. What gives, said Rose. This means he has chosen to work against us. I can't imagine it means anything else. I can't even read his mind anymore. He has somehow gotten himself a telepathic frequency jamming device of some sort, Joseph said. He would never join the League of Shadows. He doesn't believe in working for anyone. He has always been his own boss. If he's in the League of Shadows, then it only means he's serving something to his own end. Perhaps he has a target that is inside the League. Perhaps the demon himself is his target. Or perhaps he wished to take over the operation and use it for his own means. Whatever the case might be, trust me on one thing. Deathstroke is no one lackey, said Naruto. Fine, whatever, said Joseph, as there was a bit of petulance in his tone and demeanor. What of Lady Shiva? How long do you intend to keep her prisoner, said Naruto. None of them spoke. Well, said Naruto, it's complicated. I mean, both you and Joseph has read her mind and confirm her loyalty to the cause, but I can't trust her. It's not so long ago that she was completely loyal to the Jackal. Now she's just loyal to us. It just doesn't make any sense to me, no matter what your psychic, mind-reading power says. Rose said in a stubborn tone. You can't just keep her a prisoner forever. She can be a valuable asset or a very dangerous enemy. If you decide that she's an asset, then release her and allow her to be that asset. But if you decide that she's a dangerous enemy, then execute her already. Keeping her around for no reason is both cruel and reckless. You have until I get back from wherever Lobo is taking me to decide what to do, said Naruto, a tone filled with authority. Fine, whatever. You guys do what you want with her. I want no part of this, and she better not get too close to me, Rose said in frustration. Then it is decided. She will be Joseph's partner and bodyguard. The Royal Flush Unit will also serve under you, Joseph, Naruto instructed. Is that why you had me recruit and train them? Joseph said curiously. Yes, I always intend for them to be the unit that serve directly under your command, just like how the Ultiman will serve under Rose directly. And who will serve under you? Rose asked suspiciously. My team from Wave Consolidated, of course. I have not decided a name yet, but I was thinking of the name Akatsuki. It has a nice ring to it, Naruto replied. Red Dawn? Sounds perfect. But does this mean what I think it does? Asked Rose. Yes it does. I have told my team about Hive, and they have all agreed to join. Instant, Hourman, Brainwave, Painkiller, Looker, and Hack. They're all new members of the Hive, said Naruto. What about Poison Ivy? Joseph asked. She knew that something more is going on at Wave Consolidated, but that is all that she knows about right now. She has yet to earn my trust. And what about Enchantress? What is she in all of this? Rose asked. She's also a work in progress. The first step was to get her a proper vessel, and we found one. The host of a woman body, who had recently been deceased due to drowning. She matched the physical characteristics that Enchantress required. And because the woman was legally dead, she has no soul inside her body. Consequently, June Moon is free, and Enchantress has her own physical form now. The next phase is in progress, which is to say training, education, and bonding. When that is done, she will serve directly under me as a member of the Akatsuki of Hive, said Naruto. Sounds good to me. Joseph, what about you? Asked Rose. It sounds great. There's only one problem I have though, and that is the balance of the teams. Your team have 3 telepaths, that being you, Brainwave, and Enchantress. My team has 2 telepaths, that being me and Ace. But Rose's team doesn't have any. There's no telepath in the Ultiman. That is indeed a problem. In fact, I've been looking into it to find a new member for Rose's team, but they will have to be certified and trusted to see if they can even fit a part of the organization, said Naruto. Why don't we just change team then? If Rose get the Royal Flush Unit and I get the Ultiman, it will be problem solved, Joseph said. That too has crossed my mind. But we're dealing with people here, not objects. You don't just move people around like that. The Royal Flush Unit has already bonded with you. You are their savior and liberator, and you are the one that has been training them. They trust you. They revere you. I can't even imagine the kind of abandonment issues and resentment they would have for you if you gave them away to someone else at this crucial point in their development, said Naruto. You're right. I guess that was a pretty bad idea. But what about Brainwave? The Akatsuki will still have you, and I doubt that Brainwave wouldn't be able to understand if you explained it to him, Joseph said, as he did not want to leave his sister mine unprotected. Very well. I will talk to him as soon as possible. I'm sure that he wouldn't mind if I lend him to Rose, while we try to recruit another member, said Naruto. You guys are acting like they sell telepath at the candy store or something. And even if you find one, finding a loyal one that shares the same belief as us is gonna be really hard to do, Rose said. If we do not find another one, then it wouldn't be an issue. All it means is that brainwave transfer would be permanent, Joseph said, like it was the most common thing in the world, as Rose didn't think so though as she glanced towards Naruto. Well, it's not like I wouldn't see him again. We would be in the same organization. Besides, my sister's safety take priority over everything else, Naruto said with a shrug of his shoulders. The following day, Justice League headquarters. You can't be serious. You're telling us that Naruto Uzumaki is a god. And we are supposed to believe this, why? Diana, aka Wonder Woman, asks. Lady, we just spent an hour watching and listening to a video recording of a conversation between Supergirl and Batwoman where Supergirl described everything in detail of what transpired between her and Naruto Uzumaki. Jon Stewart said incredulously. I don't know, perhaps video evidence of Naruto Uzumaki himself fighting Lobo, Diana said. Kara mentioned that Naruto's real name is Nathaniel Wilson. She also mentioned that he is Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, the Terminator real son. Knowing you, Batman, there is no way that you would have made this presentation without confirming for yourself if this stuff is real, Superman said. Manhunter and I did some reconnaissance. We managed to interrogate Naruto Uzumaki, and we even got some DNA sample, or so we thought. Batman was cut off by Black Canary. How exactly did you interrogate him, she asks. And what do you mean by so you thought? You either got the samples or you did not. There's no middle ground here, Diana said. I physically interrogated him and Manhunter used his telepathy to search his mind. We both came up empty, which was rather suspicious in itself. It seemed much too clean. It felt like we had walked in a trap and not the other way around. My suspicions were confirmed when I arrived at the Batcave, more so when I tried to test the DNA samples. The blood that was on the Batterine was gone. There was not even a trace of it. Like it was never there to begin with. Like it just poofed out of existence. So you were unable to prove that his DNA is of a new god, or that he was related to Deathstroke the Terminator. Well, there is no doubt that you will be able to prove it anyway. I doubt a regular DNA test would work on new god DNA. Captain Adams spoke up. Perhaps, but as you all have heard, Naruto, Nathaniel alias Kitsune the Toad Sage. So I decided to do some digging on the Kitsune. Granted, I didn't have much time, but I was able to do some digging by following Deathstroke history. I figure if he was Deathstroke's son, and he too has some training history, he must have been trained by him in the past. Then it goes without saying that they must have worked together in the past, before Nathaniel broke off to work on his own. Kind of like you and Nightwing, Green Arrow said. Or you and Red Arrow, said Batman. Touché, Green Arrow said. And what did you find? Asked Diana. It turns out that Deathstroke did have a partner in the past. In fact, he had been working alongside a very young individual for about 5 years, and the outfit matched what Supergirl described that Kitsune combat outfit looked like, said Batman. How long ago was this? Asked Diana. From about 10 years ago to about 5 years ago. 3 years after that Naruto start, what would become the most largest and profitable enterprise in the world leads me to believe that Kitsune had been active all those years. I suspect that he still is, and even if he is not, that will make it all more suspicious, Batman said, as everyone was now intrigued about this. To know that there was a new god living on the planet Earth with them, and not to mention the way Kara had described him and said the things that he had done. This was bad. Bad for everyone. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want some next parts, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm off and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.